Well. This is something. We're going to talk about this a little bit because this is very, very important. Tamron Hall will be doing a exclusive interview with her podcast and with her webcast with Andrew Gillum and his wife. You remember Andrew Gillum, former mayor of Tallahassee, Florida, ran against Ron DeSantis, was doing pretty good when he was running under the progressive ticket. Didn't have a black agenda, number one. And I keep telling you, whenever you're going to do something like that, when you're going to lean toward not looking out for your people first in policies, one of the first things you should do as a black man is say, this is what I want to do to lift up the black community, since these are the people who primarily put me in office. Primarily. And if you look at the record, it's always black people who putting Democrats either barely over the hump or they barely losing. And if it weren't for black people, they would have been losing by a landslide, but it got them closer than where they should have been. Or they barely got them over, or they got them a landslide, black people. So it is just right and fitting for you to put in your policies something that's going to help black people. But when you don't do it and you ignore black people, and you go the route of I'm the president of all, I'm the governor, I want to be the governor of all people. We know this, dude. We know this. We know you have no choice. You can't just single us out for everything. But y'all need to start putting some 40s. Y'all need to put something on our 40s, man. We go out there, bodyguard hard out there to the poll booth and vote for you. We drag grandma out put her in a wheelchair and roll her to the voting booth, even though she don't want to go out and vote because she tired. We going to roll her out to the voting booth to vote for you. And that's what we did with Andrew Gillum. Andrew Gillum beat out the Democratic hopeful, which was Senator Bob's granddaughter that the Democrats picked. The Democrats did not pick Andrew Gillum. Andrew Gillum had to run on Our Revolution. He had to run under brand new Congress. He had to run under Justice Democrats. Because the traditional DCCC and all those corporate Democrats or those traditional Democrat leaders saying, no, we want Bob Graham's daughter. We don't want this black man that kind of maybe straight, maybe got that little metrosexual feel. No. Bernie Sanders came to the rescue. He ran on Bernie Sanders' platform. He ran on a progressive platform, and he won the primaries. And the moment he won the primary, here come the Hillary Clintons, here come the Barack Obamas. And the moment you start smoozing with those types of people, you're going to turn off independents. You're going to turn off non-voters. And they decided they're going to go with DeSantis, or they decided they wasn't going to go with anybody at all. And I keep telling you, in politics, you cannot depend on your support base. You got to go outside your support base. You got to go out and get votes. And you can't assume you're going to get those votes. When you go outside of your party to get the votes, you got to tell them and show them why they need to vote for you. You need to give them a reason to vote for you. You can't just say, I'm Joe Biden, take a look at me. You can't say, I'm Donald Trump, look at my African American over there. That ain't going to do it. In case in point, Andrew Gillum didn't do it. And when he lost to DeSantis because he quit too early, he gave up. Same thing with Stacey Abrams. Now, I'm not even going to talk about her. She knew the guy ran elections. She was running against the person who was in charge of the election. So what do you expect for that person to do when you don't tell him to step down from his office in order to run? You don't want to let him run for office, but we're not going to talk about Stacey. We're going to stay on Andrew. Well, Andrew is trying to clean up himself. Of course, Andrew was found unconscious in a room, butt naked with a whole bunch of butt naked men. Now, whatever you do, that's your what you do, you float that way, that's you. I ain't got nothing to do with that. You do you. But bruh, your wife, your kids, you played them. Unless you got some women like that. You got some women want a girlfriend and a man at the same time. I don't know how they float. People into some kinky stuff these days. Now, I don't know. But Andrew Gillum is trying to poise the comeback. He's trying to rehabilitate his image. He's trying to do like your boy did in New York. I forgot what's his name. What's his name? Andy something. I forgot his name. He's trying to rehabilitate himself. And I'm interested in this Cameron Grimes. Now you know not Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes is on WWE NXT. But you do realize that Tamron Hall was fired from NBC. They got a habit of firing black women unless they totally got their lips kissed up to the butt of the executive Joy Reid. Well, we're going to talk about Andrew Gillum for a second because he's trying to make a comeback. He's trying to do the LL Cool J thing. Let's read this. He talks about that night into the hotel room. Man has a choice on how he lives. Nobody is supposed to be dominating the will of a man. The will of a man should be his choice. Now, I understand this. Okay? He lost the election. I really believe he won, but he caved in and gave up so fast. He did what Al Gore did. Gave up too fast. Andrew Gillum gave that race up too quick and too fast. Ain't no way. If I'm going to have that close of a race, we going to count these ballots 5-10 times if we have to. Because as Joe Biden said, the soul of the nation is at stake. He ends up getting a job with MSNBC as a commentator or CNN, one of the two. Same thing to me. Good, cushy job. I'm $120,000 a year. But nevertheless, he had a cushy job. He makes now the time to try to rehabilitate himself. Bruh, you were caught with meth. You were caught and you were found butt ball naked. Not by your friends, but by the authorities. Now, was that a setup? Let's say it was a setup. This is what you happen when you release your guard and think that you could play ball with any and everybody, regardless of race, creed, and colors. Bruh, you can't 100% trust black people while you sleeping drunk. They'll stick a carrot up your behind. All right? That's why I don't drink and pass out around other people. Because the next thing you know, you wake up in this doggone light, a lamp up your butt. You don't want to do that, man. All right? So you can't get mad and try to blame them for your mess. Now, honestly speaking, folks, I think Andrew Gillum liked those guys, at least one of those guys. I think it looked like, according to the pictures and everything, looked like they were a little too cozy with one another. And they probably went out, had a good time, and probably got drunk, and probably went back to the hotel. Wife probably don't even know nothing about this. Who knows what he told his wife? And who knows what happened? Now, bruh, if you're in the closet, man, you could come out. This is America, man, and America's more acceptable to people coming out the closet, man. Come on out, man. Come on out. You got a guy who ran for president. He's not in the closet about his gay. He got a husband for a wife. Pete Buttigieg. Pete Booty is what they call him. No, it doesn't mean that. Stop, people. Every time somebody say Pete Booty, you think it's a slam against him being. It ain't got, because I had somebody say that you going to chain the man and say his name like that because he's gay. No, it's just short for Buttigieg. Stop that. But come on out, Andrew. Because clearly your wife had a feeling that you were not straight. Now, I'm not saying that you're gay, but you show a lot of tendencies, brother. And I'm telling you, this is America. You can come on out, because the more you hide it, the more it's going to kill your political career. I mean, anytime you're walking around and you got your wife, you walk around and this is one of the guys who you in the hotel room, big old buff dude. You're in the hotel room with a big old buff white guy who they say was a stripper. with a nipple ring. Now, me, I ain't wearing no nipple ring, man. And look. What can I say? Guys wear nipple rings because our governor in New York is synonymous for nipple rings. So I can't say wearing a nipple ring make you gay, But this dude was a stripper in the room with Andrew Gillum. Now, look, like I said, if you're a gay dude, instead of you making an excuse, own up to it. Because nobody's going to buy that they set you up. Maybe some good-loving black people who believe another black politician don't make mistakes, don't fall short of a glory, and can't get back up. No, I mean, a real leader admit that these things are his fault. Don't blame it on the other man, because I'm having a hard time buying this. I'm going to continue to read the story. But clearly, dude, if you're gay, come out and save your wife and your kids a lot of pain. Because clearly, in this picture right here, she don't look happy at all. She looked like she could punch you in the throat. Quite frankly, I'm scared of her. I'm scared of that lady. She looked like she gonna push you in that water and drown you, bruh. Obviously, and I've seen her on plenty of occasions on how she look at you. You don't know how I knew Jada Pinkett Smith had a relationship with that dude Og? When Og came on the show, Jada was like drooling looking at him. And it's okay. People are married and you're gonna be married and attracted to somebody other than your husband. Or other than your wife. It happens. You just got to discipline it. You're going to see somebody that's going to make you drool. But in this case, man, every time I see her, she looking at you like she going to drop kick you, bro. Clearly you got tendencies. Now, a lot of times you can't say, you can't judge a book by its character. You got some manly dudes that's gay too. But clearly in Andrew Gillum case, you can see a lot of, tendencies. She looked like she will kill you. I'm scared of that lady. I say this, brother, you're still my black brother. It's time for you to be truthful with yourself and do what you need to do. I really believe you need, if you're gay, I think you need to stop hiding and come on out, because you blaming people for this incident don't look good. So you can go on Tamron Hall, you can go to Carnegie Hall. It doesn't matter. People are going to be able to read through your explanation of what happened. I see this as them blaming somebody else and making you the victim so you can use that as a reason to come back up in the party. I say admit to your wrongs and admit to that, I hang out with some guys, one of the guys, me and him pretty close, got drunk, and I'm sorry. Because I wouldn't want to be a spouse dealing with that. I mean, you're not in a relationship. It looks like I could tell right now you're not in one of those relationships where it's open like that with your wife. She looked like she about to knock you out, bro. But let me go ahead and read this story and then and get to it. Let's see what he got to say. I didn't get a chance to watch the Tamron video. They'll demonetize me if I play the video in full. Andrew Gillum, the once rising Democratic star, says in an interview that he didn't recognize himself in the photo, in which I was literally lying in my own vomit. That emerged after a night of partying, according to a report. The 40-year-old, who narrowly lost the 2018 Florida governor's race, was found inebriated. See, if he would have sat this thing out, did the little gig, do what he can to protect his image, he could have ran again. And he would have beat Ron DeSantis, as long as he stayed away from the corporate Democrats. He was found inebriated inside a Miami Beach hotel with another man who allegedly overdosed on crystal meth. Gilliam was found vomiting in the bathroom of the Mondrian South Beach, while the other man was treated for a possible drug overdose. Police found 3 baggies of crystal meth on the bed and the floor at the time. Within days, the father of 3 and former mayor of Tallahassee, capital of the Sunshine State, announced that he would be withdrawn from politics to enter rehab. So obviously, he was getting high with this guy. He probably woke up, they had a picture of him butt ball naked on his face. Was that a setup or not? A photo published by a British news outlet purportedly showed an unconscious and naked Gilliam, though authorities at the time did not confirm it was him, according to a report by the Miami Herald. Gilliam referred to an image in an interview with Tamron Hall set to air Monday and preview Thursday on Good Morning America. So it looked like Tamron Hall is trying to get her job back, and she's trying to move forward, doing bigger and better things with Good Morning America. When the photo came out, I didn't recognize the person on the floor. Bruh, that was you. That was not anything more than a person being at their most vulnerable state, unconscious, having given no consent, or someone decided to use a moment where I was literally laying down in my own vomit. Bruh, you're unconscious. I mean, don't get me wrong. They do stuff like this. They'll set up a politician in a heartbeat. But look at this scene right here. This one scene. All the pills on the ground. Drugs on the bed. Glasses on the ground. Is them some draws? Corona over here. Let's look at the other picture. 2 bags of crystal meth. Untouched. Now, could this have been a setup for Andrew Gillum? My thing is, you shouldn't have been in that position to get set up in the first place. Should have been home with your kids. Should have been home with your families. You, as a future rising star in the Democratic Party, shouldn't be out there partying all night when you know you got a family and kids, knowing that you're going to be pushed again to run for office again. In a recent post, Gilliam described his struggles battling alcoholism and depression. Now, if you ever seen Andrew Gillum speak and you ever see him stump for office, the dude he reminds you of Obama. But yet, deep down inside, there was an itch about something ain't right with this brother. Seemed like he's hiding something. Gilliam described his struggle battling alcoholism and depression, which he said worsened after his loss to now Governor Ron DeSantis. So according to Gilliam, he was already battling depression and alcoholism, and losing that race made it worse. Well, first of all, what is causing you to drink and what is causing you to be depressed before you lost? I think it's something I said earlier. Because when you're struggling with who you are, it can lead you to alcoholism and depression. It wasn't the family, because you had your wife and your family. I mean, you got some women out there drive you to drinking and depress you. But I don't know what's the situation in this situation. Because obviously, every time I look at her, man, she is not smiling, man. She look like she's going to take your head off. Since the fateful night in March, Gilliam told Hall that he had cried every day. He cried every day because he lost. Bruh, big old grown, 6 foot plus grown man crying because he lost the election. Really, dude? Really? Crying like, I can't even say it, crying like a little schoolgirl. But Gilliam also said he remained hopeful of redeeming himself. And that's why you did this interview with Tamron Hall, because you're trying to make a comeback. When you have a setback, you got to step back and make a comeback. That's a good song. D's a D. Look it up on Spotify. He said, I'm still here by the grace of God. Hey, I agree with you, bro. So much of my recovery has been about trying to get over shame. Trying to get over shame. And this is where I'm going to come to. I usually do a final thought segment at the end of the show and try to inspire people. Shame is something that's hard. Oh, it's tough to get over. I put myself in a position where I refuse to be shamed. One of the reasons why I won't run for office, you probably catch me in a video with some girl. It's liable to happen. Matter of fact, it probably will happen. The video will probably show up of me and some girl getting busy. And I can't deny it. I can't deny it. See, if I run for office, I'm gonna tell you of all my sins, so you won't be shocked if it come out. I'm gonna beat them to it before they get me. I remember when I was a kid, I was, kids, a little mannish, we had little Playboy book, little nasty books, you and your boys, you got the book hanging out in the tree. We had this place called a rubber tree. We would go out there, and it was a tree literally made of the material that you make rubber with, not just whales, but we would, so. So our go-to spot was there. Hey man, let's go look at these books. Just went and looked at these nasty books, these butt naked ladies, man. And one of my friends was mad at me, so he said he was gonna tell my mama I was looking at nasty books. I'm like, oh yes, okay. All right, what? So what? Tell her. I said, matter of fact, give me the book. I'll go tell her. And I went and told my mama, I said, Ma, yeah, we be, we nasty books. My mom took the book from me and said, boy, if y'all don't go somewhere with y'all managed self, and she threw the book away. Of course, I went back looking for that book. It was gone. So in other words, you're not going to get me, bruh. I'll tell on myself before I let you tell on me. If I was to run for office, I'll tell you about the weed I smoked, the weed I sell, the women that I ran. I tell you, you probably find a couple of videos because, I'm a videographer. So, you probably find a couple of videos of me and some girl handling business. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and lie to you. I got a sinful past. I got a past. And I'm not too keen on the future now either. I'm not telling you I'm perfect. Andrew Gillum, I think one of the reasons why you were depressed and drinking is because you're hiding something. And you're trying to keep it on the down low, if you know what I mean. And this is America, man. This is a new age, man. And you need to, and this is my personal opinion. If it's that, bro, come on out, man. As the Democratic Party, you're the type of person the party is going to embrace. The only way the party embrace a black straight man is if that black straight man do their bidding. But an unapologetically black straight man that don't care about parties, they ain't gonna push him. Just like they didn't push you at the beginning because they saw you as they saw you as a black male. They wasn't trying to push you to office. They was pushing the Governor Bob's granddaughter. But when you beat her, they wanted to side with you. So my thing is, Andrew Gillum is trying to make a comeback. He's entitled to try to make a comeback. We fall down, but we get back up and move forward. And you should make a demand of yourself and the demand out of life that the way I was before I fell, the strength that I had at my height of moment before I fell, I'm going to be 10 times greater and better once I get through this depression and this alcoholism. I'm glad you checked in to get help, bro. But if you still hiding something, you need not hide no more, bro. Because a lot of people can clearly see there's a couple of things that you're hiding. And I say, man, just come on out, man. Now, I get it. You're scared. You might lose your wife and kids. You're not going to lose your kids. Your wife already look like she already going to beat you up. It's probably, I have beaten you up. I don't know. But the best thing to make a comeback, man, is to admit your faults, tackle those things that were holding you back, beat it into submission, and stand on top of it with your hands raised up in the air. I'm not concerned about your choice of life. I'm not God. I'm not a creator. I'm just a human being. I got my own life to worry about, bruh. But you had a future and you still got a future, and all you needed was a little tweaking. My number one thing is when you run for office, put your people first. The people who put you in the office more than anybody, you got to have something separate for them when you get elected as a way of saying thank you. It got to be something done within the first 5-10 days of you holding that office. I can care less about what your lifestyle is. I'm too worried about focusing on mine. I'm a single man in New York. It's hard for me to commit to one woman, but I am. And I ain't gonna let nothing stop me. So that's that on Andrew Gillum. Once was the pride of the Democratic Party, looked at as the next Obama, whatever that means, fall from grace. Got an opportunity to pick himself up. Don't blame nobody. Admit that you was at the wrong person, wrong place at the wrong time, doing the wrong thing at the wrong time with the wrong people. And I shouldn't have did it. And either I'm going to fix things and make things right with my family and get ready to run again, or the things I'm hiding, I'm not going to hide no more, so I can move forward with my life. It's the only way. That's the only thing I can say about it, y'all. Only thing I can say about it. Andrew Gillum, stop blaming people for what happened. Get yourself together and move forward.
24 hours later.
And to be very honest with you, when you didn't ask the question, you put it out there, is whether or not I identify as gay. And the answer is I don't identify as gay, but I do identify as bisexual.